Hi, I'm Audrey Kalman. I'd like to welcome you to the second in my series of videos on the topics that Jennifer Browdy and I are diving into in our Birth Your Truest Stories workshop series. If you want to learn more about the series, you can look at the link in the description below. This month, I'm talking about goals and goal setting. Now, if you found your finger hovering above the stop playback button as you heard those words, you're not alone. Maybe that inclination comes from some previous experience you've had with setting goals. Many of us set them for the new year and nothing ever comes of them. I hope that your attitude is going to be a little bit different toward goal setting after this short video. Now, we all know that setting goals and coming up with plans to achieve them is important to getting your story out into the world. So having a story that's burning inside you to be told is necessary, but not sufficient. You also really do need systems and tools and practical advice. And you need the discipline to return to the page day after day through snow and rain and gloom of night, just like the Postal Service. But today, instead of going through a list of organizational systems or project management tools or motivational frameworks, I'd like to share a story that illustrates a little bit different approach to getting stuff done. It involves the moment that my work as a birth doula, which is a labor coach, someone who is with women when they are giving birth, the moment I first realized that my work doing that could inform my life. It happened when my son was in third grade or so. Now, he always had a really hard time getting himself moving in the morning, and he needed a lot of cajoling, which sometimes would turn into yelling on my part, especially if I was a little stressed or in a rush. So one morning, as he sat at the kitchen table, refusing to put his shoes on, I thought to myself, what if he were my doula client? Would I yell at him to, hurry up, come on, hurry, get that baby out now? Of course not. Instead, I decided in that eureka moment to sit down next to him, put my hand on his shoulder, and say, it's really hard to get ready in the morning sometimes. That simple act diffused his resistance. He put on his shoes, and he got off to school. Now, that moment has come back to me a lot over the years because I think it has so much to teach us about how to approach someone who's struggling. And recently I've been thinking about how often that person is ourselves. Sometimes just acknowledging the struggle is enough. Sometimes slowing down and making space for the challenge allows it to diffuse and unwind and allows for you to come up with some way to deal with it. And sometimes compassionate listening and acknowledgement allows the person who's struggling to devise their own solution and their own way forward. So I really strongly believe that none of the cajillion goal-setting tools that are out there will do you any good unless you can find the same compassion toward yourself. Because pursuing a big goal is not something you do once. There's a lot of adjustment along the way, and I'm almost certain that you'll fail more than once at it. You won't get that hour of writing done in a day that you promised. You won't turn that chapter in by the date that it was due. In our workshop, Jennifer and I focus on cultivating your allies as much as on the systems and tools and practical advice that are so important. And when you create a strong internal ally, that strong internal voice, that ability to support yourself, you'll be able to sit down next to your struggling self, put an empathetic hand on your shoulder, and get busy filling out those goal-setting worksheets. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again here and perhaps even in our workshop.